Hey guys, Cosmos here. In this video I'm going to share with you the first Sylph merge for my character Cosmos Knight. It's gonna be a Loki, and we're gonna do that together and have a look at that. But before that, I also wanna share with you my article, if you haven't seen it, on the on our site for the Magic Inn, which I call the Hidden Gold Mine. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out, unless of course you already know all the details about it. In this article I lay out the gifts, the friendliness levels, and the amounts that you get per gift type. The table is not completely full yet, but it already has sufficient information, so you can see for each NPC what you get. And I think originally, as I also say in the article, a lot of people were focused on Brad because he was giving Mount Whips. Here's an example of him at level 3 with a purple gift, I believe. And I write here in the table what you get. So for Brad is giving Whips, and Cindy is giving Advanced Mara, Fina is giving Blast of Sun and Moon Dust. Bailing or Berdim are giving Advanced Sepulcrums and Sepulcrums, and Demit is giving Sun Cores and Moon Rock. So all really good stuff, and they increase per level and gift type. But I suggest to you guys, if you're behind the Advanced Maras, or if your Sylphs are not fully upgraded yet, I suggest to go for that one first, and this one which is what I focused on as well. And we can have a quick look at my Magic Inn over here, just to share the friendliness level. So I have them at level 3. Brad is getting to level 4 because originally I was pumping him up until I realized that Cindy is giving Advanced Mara, which is more important for me, and so I started pumping up Cindy, and she's the first one that reached level 4 yesterday, I believe. I have a bunch of gifts. I have a whole bunch of white ones I haven't used, but of course if you are more determined and paying attention every day, sometimes I just don't have time to use items, but mostly I'm focused on her. And I pumped her last couple of days with 10 blue gifts each day, and that brought her to level 4, which is good. And of course I'll try to raise her further, but the next level is at 900, which is tough. But looking at the amounts, if we look at level 3 or level 4 over here, then we can see that for purple gift you get 20 Mara and 8 Advanced Mara, or at level 4 you get 12 Advanced Mara for purple gift. And so it's maybe not sounding like a lot as just the amount itself, but if you do this again and again, it all adds up. So that's pretty cool, and then you can use Bailing or Berdim to fill up Advanced Sepulcrums, and get your Sylphs upgraded that way. If you merge like I will do now Loki, then Demit and Fina become more important, because to upgrade the orange sophisticated Sylphs into the top tier, you will need a lot of Moon Rocks and Moon Dusts, and so then these guys will come into play, and maybe you'll have to use some of the event chests to to fill up the rest. But that's about it. I just wanted to highlight that article and let you know. If you haven't seen that, you can check it out. And if you didn't know about the Advanced Mara, Advanced Sepulchrum, and all the other items, now you know, and you can target your gifts or your investments into the NPC that your character needs the most. So that's a small tip for Magic Inn. And now let's go into the Sylph merging. So I finally gathered enough Fusion Chi to exchange for 1 Fusion Spirit, and I think that you only get 1. Let's see if I can find these things reset on the browser. I'm currently using these events are resetting every time, which is annoying. But anyhow, here you can see that I've exchanged one of the fusion spirit, because there is no one on top of the button. You only get one, and I think it is a one per event, so it's not like one forever. So I managed to get enough fusion chi since the beginning of the fusion spirit, fusion chi rave launch. Of course, you can do your daily raves, and you also get them in the daily gifts, which is the Holy Sword login gift. Those also have, I think it was 5 fusion chi, and those have been coming in daily. And naturally, the last exchange event with Sophisticated Sylphs was helpful, where you could exchange your you could exchange on Lucky Exchange. There were 3 options for Sophisticated Sylphs, and even if you didn't get the Sylph seal itself, you'd still get a bunch of fusion chi, which was around, just from the top of my head, around 1/3 of whatever chests, very roughly speaking. I don't remember by heart now, but I did publish some drop rates on the site as well. Let's see if I can quickly find the article. No, I won't find it very quickly. Yeah, there's one here, Lucky Exchange for tire, although then I updated this article with other drops as well. So from 200 exchanges it gets 75. Here from 200 there are where's Fusion Chi 63. Here from 72, 21. So yeah, it varies, but I guess it's between 20 and 35%, something like that. But that was the thing with the fusion chi, and together with all the other actions, you gather enough for the spirit. Now, giving tips for merging. If your character is something like mine, where you don't have a merge sylphs, or you have one or something like that, then I don't recommend that you go for the top tier, which is like Odin, for example. Not so much because of the resources, those you might even manage to get, but it's just tough to gather everything for the top tier, because the resources themselves are heavy. You'd have to I have them because I already exchanged over months to get extra emblems and items via the monthly exchanges during the Sylph upgrade timing. But you'd also have to use a lot of advanced Mara and Sepulchrum, filling up these 2 sylphs, which I have, but I haven't filled them up. My Hecate is now my current main sylph, who will be replaced, I guess. But it would cost a lot to fill them up, and then they would be merged, where you'd get Odin in this case. Which is great, but the effort is too high. So instead, I will merge for Loki, and then the Loki can get upgraded later on to an Odin, and the same thing works for Tyr and Thor, or Frigga and Freya. So of course, you need to have prepared the sylphs, and here are the other 2 that I prepared. They should be blank because I just prepared them, but I didn't even get them any equipment or anything. Just filled them up with sepulchrums. Yeah, they should be maxed out. If they're not maxed out, the system wouldn't allow you to. You wouldn't get 1 out of 1 here. You'd get 0 out of 1. So this shows that the sylph is basically ready for merge. And of course, the resources is roughly speaking half. It's not really half, but roughly speaking half for that. And the balance requirement is 60,000. Now, I hope nothing will go wrong, because I have the fusion spirit in the bag. So I hope it won't use the balance, because I do have gathered 112,000. So I don't want to lose those. And double clicking on fusion spirit does nothing. So let's go ahead and merge that. Oh, I wanted to also note the bell ratings before doing so. So I'm aiming to give the equipment of my main Sylph to my new Sylph, who will be Loki. And I'm not even sure if I will do that straight away, because it'll come empty and weak, and I'm not sure if I want to invest resources right now, or I probably want to wait for an event to use the advanced sepulcrums, for example. So Mara, although you don't get the rewards for the event itself, you do get from the normal Mara, but that said, I have a ton of nowadays a lot of people have a ton of regular Mara, so you don't need to wait for an event when it comes to advanced Mara. But for Sepulchrum there is an event that you should probably wait for. So anyways, with these ones I wanted to note the bell rating. So 123,000 is the base rating for all my orange Sylphs, I think, if they are filled up with Sepulchrum. This one isn't. Yeah, around that part, 122, 123, and then they get merged into Loki. So let's do that now. Merge. So spend 0 balance, so it's good that it detected that I have the fusion spirit to merge Gaia and Athena to get Loki. Physical attack, magic attack, so it just means dual attack. Sylphs will be equipped, will be engulfed, and the attributes will be inherited by the new Sylph. So use fusion spirit first and spend bound balance before that. So confirm. There goes my first merge. Alright, so he is over here. Let's check what is his combined Sylph. So 191, so you can see immediately the bell rating jumped up from the 122, 123 to 192-ish, which is already good. And if I compare this so-called empty one to my main one is at 270. But if we would take out the equipment, which also have the divinities inside, then my main one is 175, which is more comparable. And that means if I simply equip the equipment over here, this one will be stronger. So we're gonna do that. And we get 286. Now it's only slightly stronger than my main was. And the bad thing is the skills are all messed up. So so it's a choice either to proceed with the one I have, which is already fully set up and ready, or to start using Loki. Now his upgrade. Sorry, I wanted to say Mara. His upgrade is basically stuck. But I think you. Now I'm confused for a moment, but you'd need to, let me see. Oh yeah, either you need to fill up the advanced Maras for the top tier merge, or you go to Loki and you bring them up this way. So that this way you basically end up with spending much less advanced Mara, but you'd have to dish out the upgrade or refine, in this case, amount, which are the 5,000 moon dusts and 5,000 moon rocks, and another additional 1,000 light and dark emblem, which are also not small amounts. But I reckon I could gather these much easier than advanced Mara. On the other hand, there are additional advanced Mara incomes nowadays, especially as cashier Sylphs have gotten stronger. A lot of people are using the strong Sylphs to get deeper into Sylph Expedition, so now we have daily income from that. So it could be that you have like a dual track system, where on one side you're merging for like a orange sophisticated Sylph, and on the other hand you're working on a second row to prepare your a big merge into Odin, for example. Now some people asked me about which of the three types I prefer, so light and dark, Thor or Frigga. and I answered that for me it's gonna be light and dark, and again light and dark, and this is because my main focus is the time portal here, the performance in there, and my character doesn't PvP much. I don't have time for it, and he cannot compete against cashers anyways, but mostly because I don't have time. And so for him, PvE, so player versus environment, is much more important, and since I've sort of conquered the Titan Temple, it's no longer really a problem for me. My next difficult thing is conquering Time Portal, and for Time Portal you need the ability to dish out damage and the ability to heal, and for those two reasons the only Sylph which is really suited for that is Light and Dark. So it doesn't matter either Loki or Odin, whatever best one you can get your hands on. And so that's what I'm gonna be working on, and even after this merge I'm gonna still continue gathering resources for another Loki and or Odin, with the target of having at least 3 of them in total, because in Time Portal you can select of course 3 Sylphs to fight, and that's where it's coming from. After I have 3 of these, I can think about having other stuff, but it's gonna take a while even to do that, because this Loki now is gonna become my main, oh, he's even filled up, because the others were already filled up. Okay, so there is not even much work that I can do on this guy. So if you get him from a blank Sylph seal, I have on my site the stats for blank Sylph seals. It really depends how you get your Sylph. Let's see if I can find it. It's probably on the 2nd page now, because we're posting everyday stuff. There, newly activated. I have one article for each. This is for Tyre, this is for Freya, and this one is for Loki. So if you get the Sylph seal and not do a merge like I did, then he comes of course in a much less filled up way. So, and you'd have to fill up all the sepulchrums in him to make him strong. But this one is already filled up, so there's not much work for me to do, except I'll have to work on his skills then. So, and that might cost me, and advice for you when dealing with skills. So either you can pay the bound billion amount to get the skills that you want, or you can do it a cheaper way, but that takes a lot more time, and that is by forgetting skills and learning skills for free. And then if you get the one you don't want, you again forget, and then you again learn for free, and this of course takes time because you have to wait for the cooldown. So you probably can do 1 or 2 times maximum per day, but I guess over time, if you're not in a hurry, you can get all the skills you need. And that's a cheaper path than paying like 15,000 billions per skill. So so that's a tip for you guys for skills and for choosing which Sylphs to merge. And I think that's about it. And after you have after I have 3 of them, then I can think about Thor and Frigga. But even if I have them today, I would have no use for them really. As I mentioned, my character doesn't really PvP. And even if he PvPs, he can easily use Loki. It's a decent Sylph to use. But of course Thor hits a lot harder. For example, when I play the Road to Glory, then usually in these last 2 spots, if I have a enemy with a Thor, they can one-shot kill me with full life, even under protection sometimes. So it does do really good single enemy damage, but it doesn't have any healing ability. So that's the weakness of fire and lightning. So I think that's about it. I think I covered everything I wanted to cover. And if you guys have any questions, put in the comments below, and I'll try to bring you more tips. And remember to visit our site. And I also post on Facebook every day, articles and posts on site or Facebook. I also added a Facebook box over here on the right side of the site, because some people don't use Facebook and they told me that they are missing some of my posts. So I added this bar that you can see. For example, I posted the events, which I guess it didn't update. I didn't update the box yet, but normally the last posts will also be visible here. In an example, I posted events today, which is just a short which was just a short video, so I didn't make an article about it, but I did post it on Facebook and YouTube. So yeah, you could check that out here, but I don't know right now why it's not showing. So that's about it, you guys. Like I said, if you have any questions, put it down in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. And remember to bookmark our site, like and subscribe if you enjoy the work, and yeah, share with your friends. And thanks for watching. Have a very nice day.